Graphics. Who doesn't love graphics? While there are some that are flat out incredible, others are just pure and utter garbage.
Garbage! And that was a disgraceful performance, in my opinion.
For years, I've watched tons of NASCAR races and been amazed of how far graphics have come. From the simple days of CBS Sports and ABC Wide World of Sports, to the over-the-top information ESPN provided during the Speed World era. And then there's some absurd, cluttered, and of course, laziness. Either way, graphics are an essential part of a NASCAR coverage. In an era where new and original content are hard to come by these days, it's about time NASCAR graphics to strap on and be critiqued. And it'll be right here on Auto Rockin' Racing 94. To be frank, when NBC returned to cover NASCAR, I was optimistic as how they'll fare. Bear in mind, this was when Rick Allen was considered all the rave and many people's favorite play-by-play. Now today, he isn't viewed as such, but enough of that. Since we're in the current Gen 6 era, clips being shown have to be minimal, especially this race. However, there's really been minimal changes since its start in 2015. So without further ado, this grid is nice and crisp, and while some fonts are a bit wonky, for the most part, it's fairly accurate. You don't have an indicator of inside and outside, but at least there's the love for the crew chiefs. This is some key stuff, you know, and while people know all that stuff, it's welcoming to see this kind of details. Even the weather, which I swear Fox has done away with it, but it may be some short-term memory loss or the fact that the network made me numb about anything they do these days. Here's the ticker. No more scrolling since ESPN left. When there were 43 cars, it was the top 5 with 3 layers. On the blank space, it's just the NBC NASCAR logo. But since you know it's a NASCAR upload, censorship. Way better than the 2002 to 2006 garbage, though. When the caution or even at times red flag comes out, big caution graphic in the location and lap indicator. Top row right changes colors. Also, there's a nice look of the driver graphic. Super small, but it shows number, font, make, and driver name. Here's the indicator info. It shows up to the thousandths of a second, and there's a driver infographic as well. Nice stuff, and it's shiny. With that being said, I do like the top 3 graphics in the middle. I have no issue with it. They'll adapt to show 4 as well, maybe 2 when they feel like it. Nice balance of graphic variation without changing a whole lot. ESPN's 2007 through 2014 run, they got him better in that system, but it seems NBC kept a lot of their ideas and made it slightly better. Here's a double camera graphic with the tachometer on the bottom screen. Looks cheesy as fuck. Certainly has evolved from the 2001 days, that's for sure. Do I like it though compared to Fox's pylon feature? I'm not sure, to be honest. This is going all out. Look at this. You got 4 drivers shown, the camera on the far right is well properly shot, and you even get which stall the driver is featured indicated. Wish they still do that today. But guess why? I love that feature. Even the top 10 graphic is super crisp and fancy. The pit times were finally looking style. No more awkward gaps. When the chase went on, they had a points graphic on its own. Nah. Why? It's because it's not properly aligned with the horizontal ticker. That little thing bothered me to this very day. Even then, it bothered me. Because it's super straightforward. You aligned them. Those in red are outside the championship 4 cutoff. Just number fonts, by the way. Also, if you're still in the playoffs, underneath the name is a flashy yellow glow. Now yellow background on the names, which personally, may be hard to tell what NBC went with there. So I would have just had the yellow background anyways. By the way, it's green when you're already in the next round of the playoffs, as Kenza takes out Logano.
Kenza cleared by Logano, maybe no! Kenza takes him out! Logano into the wall! Caution comes out and the crowd roars!
Let's be fair, without that, as a huge Gordon fan, that win would have never happened, to be frank. So, thank you, Kenseth? Anyways, carry the fuck on. Those who are in the Championship 4 replace the make and interval feature. Full name with the number fonts being colored in white. That wouldn't stay for long. Here's my little nugget feature as Gordon takes the lead in what was his final true NASCAR moment. More importantly, master the restart.
For the 24, Jeff Gordon got one there. A great restart for Jeff Gordon. To the bottom of the track and to the front of the field. Amazing. You can hear the near 60,000 people over the roar of 43 engines, but you could hear it there when Jeff Gordon took the lead.
Here's another Championship 4 graphic. Should have aligned it with a ticker. Through the Field continues on with a graphic being shown on the bottom left, and you'll see a little nugget for those Championship 4 contenders. They do that every now and then, and all throughout the playoffs. Whichever round it is, it'll adapt. The telemetry shows speed, RPM, and distance from race leader Joey Logano. Again, crisp. Here's the title graphic that I was able to find. Really cool and badass.
Tonight from Daytona International Speedway, it's the Coke Zero 400.
However, the song just doesn't do it for me at all.
Give me what I want!
What about the driver feature graphic? Nice. Flashback graphics was on the top left, and often they have some focus feature that blows the 1981 Pocono shadow out of the fuck. What the hell was that number font? I love this touch. When the race is green, the NBC logo changes. Hey, cameraman! Are you drunk? Or wait, you're not a cameraman, you RoboCam. Where are you going? Okay, I lost track. Anyways, the color of the logo changes to indicate the flag they're currently running. Here's a quick feature on the tracker of drivers. Simple, yet effective. Still has the top 5 in 2016, but when there's some important details like from race control, it'll be at the center. They'll also show penalties. Better look on the tracker. No car make here. Oh well. Some graphic upgrades were done by this point. The chase indicator was super loud and clear. There's the green graphic I was telling you about. You know where they're at. I also like how much time they gave on those driver graphics. And here's a much better telemetry. Just text and a yellow bar indicating how Harvick's pushing the RPM edge. All horizontal and anything but clutter. You see, Tails, man, is why NBC is at a different zip code. Sorry, Carl Edwards fans. I'm showing this to explain more graphical stuff. Something NBC doesn't do anymore is show the laps remaining underneath the logo. I really dig that feature. And there's a quick row-by-row graphic, and I'm just gonna honestly let it play. You know what happened. There we go.
They come into the restart zone. Kyle Larson, the outside. Carl Edwards on the inside. Green flag back in the air. They're blocking. Good go down low. Carl Edwards into the wall. He got tagged by the 22.
That frustrated me then. Anyways, the glow was still around, even without the third row of info. What a shame. Well, there's a red flag effect because, shameless plug, Indy 500 redo will come out in May. Just watch for it. The Monster Energy era. Gone was the love for the crew chiefs, and hello hometowns on the starting grid package. Come on, man. Respect the crew chiefs, brother man. The crew chiefs mother, brother man. Okay, enough of that. That was totally disrespectful. The ticker saw its first true change, but the concept remains the same. Gone was the sponsor on the top left, as it was replaced with the location, laps completed, and underneath it is how many laps are left in the stage. Top 3 graphic now include the distance. Well, with the sponsor feature gone on the top row, nice adaptation. They'll even show the speed Chase Elliott is running. Better than showing nothing, that's for sure. Now it's 4 per page since 40 cars is now the max, and on the bottom left, it'll be that shameless sponsor plug. Just a background change, nothing much. The pit stop graphic was still around then? That's how much I cared about graphics in 2017. Still a great feature nonetheless. The race-off pit road graphic had a main color background. The white was obsolete where the driver's name were. I like this pit road graphic from 2017 than the one from 2015. For that very reason, whole central color, no 2, no 3, none of that variation crap. Stage or race winner graphics right there. Just a number font, name, and XYZ amount of wins and green text. The green checkered animation is only for stages.
Duh.
So glad Jeffrey Earnhardt is kicking ass in the Xfinity series thus far. Anyways, here's the caution graphic. The left side stuff moved next to the NBC logo box. Let me fix that. Ah yes, my favorite shit show race of this decade. The playoff driver graphics still remain, but often the stage laps remaining wasn't included. It'll just be the full distance until the stage blah 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 pops up. Whoa, wait a minute. Big D is leading? Nice. Whoa, wait. I've noticed this. The 32 font has always been trash with this sticker. Yikes! Wait a minute. You mean that they're not? Whatever. Whatever. Why is the playoff leaderboard moved further away? No. That is ass backwards. Just align it. It's not that hard. Ah, damn it. I guess those are really the only major complaints I have with their graphics. There's only one other one coming up that bothers me a whole lot more. But again, I'll mention this. It's not that hard to align. Oh yeah, the onboard graphic. Pushing 2 decades, dating back to the TNN days. With what you see on the bottom left screen. Driver name now included. Championship board graphic was the same, but still bothers me. There's the tracker with a slim Champ 4 indicator. Slim! Stage winners get a green checker nugget next to their name, and the title contenders is no longer glowing. But the green bar is more noticeable and easier on the eye.
1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank.
If you saw that thing flash, enough said.
What?
Get the fuck out of here!
Newman's number font is seen. Oh, the hometown indicator was gone, just the location, and yes, for Stenhouse, he got a to the rear graphic. Just wanted to point that nugget out. Why is the lap ticker on the grid? I could have sworn this broadcast was actually perfect. Oh well, now this stuff matters. I'd make the current condition text be at the center though. Just too much space for my liking. Ignoring the awful 2000 censorship with the Cup logo on the right side, the background was blacker by that point on. But otherwise, nothing drastically changed with the horizontal ticker, which IndyCar still uses every now and then. I'm not sure if NASCAR will continue to do so. Steel background now. But here's a great reminder as to which battle is featured and the driver being focused on and current track position. Sometimes it's good to see different battles on modern day broadcasts. Hello, pylon. This is taking it up to the next level. None of that plain manila garbage is just flat and uninspiring, but flair. Anyways, you have the top 10 predominantly shown, the bottom 10 changes, so you'll get 20 drivers at a time. Number fonts are in white, with the intervals on the right. You have white grids, which to me isn't necessary. Oh, God, what is this? IGTV? Get that shit out of here! At least put something on the right side, otherwise it just looks awkward. I'll even take the overlay, if you ask me, and I'm not the biggest overlay graphic fan. More on that in a second. Seriously, it just looks weird. Oh, and when they pit, the interval is replaced with a yellow text that says pit. I discussed about it earlier. The onboard graphic is now on the right side of the screen. The stage winner nugget remains the same, but we get position and distance on the tracker. Again, goes by the thousands here. However, the ticker has been reduced to hundreds if you caught that. Oh, the results graphic. Forgot about that. They show the top 5 and total points underneath, like what ESPN did years prior, which gets a pass. Oh, another thing that reminds me, the Xfinity series. Starting last year, the background colors were all red, but the number fonts were correct. At least they got those looking keen. The red bar meant they're in the playoffs, and the yellow meant that Christopher Bell has advanced into the next round. A white flag stage graphic is split with a tiny square box. Okay. The left says the stage they're currently in, and of course on the right, final lap of that particular stage. As for the stage results graphic, it's the same as the regular results. Top 5 per page, but for those who don't run for Xfinity points, they'll have nothing underneath. Pretty straightforward. The hometown graphic returned with this ticker grid graphic. Not a bad alternative grid, but to be frank, way better than the bum rush grid IndyCar have been using quite a lot this season. Anyways, it's the car make and full name engraved box. Simple, but I don't mind it. Even if the driver hits block the race title. Here's a great feature which shows love in the pit crews. Hey look! Continuity, ladies and gentlemen! Continuity! Hey Fox, you listening? Continuity! Okay, I'm done burying Fox. It's become old at this moment. Anyways, at least NBC have been super consistent in that regard. After every IndyCar race, the winning crew gets mentioned and have a little graphic on the left side screen. These little things may not be big to many, but for me and a few others, it makes a broadcast more complete since the crew are an essential part of a championship winning team in the world of motorsport. Seriously, it's cool. The championship 4 are now featured on the top center of the ticker. Super simple yet again, but certainly evolved since 2015 feature and way... Oh, I spoke way too soon. The box is bigger and it's still not in the center. This is what IndyCar have been doing with their grids. Just this. Oh, and the K&N number fonts are all generic, while IndyCar, Xfinity, and Cup have actual ones, if you haven't kept score. No inaccuracies as well, or like in 2002 to 2006, that had a bad mix of actual, outdated, and generics. Here's a top 5 graphic. The ticker in K&N and modifieds as well shows the top 5 instead of 4. There's really not much to say, so let's move on to some IMSA stuff and a little IndyCar before calling it a day. Whoa, since it's hard to find anything with the current ticker, all I have is this. The pylon is here to stay, folks. This is how it should be done, and to be honest, the only series that should commit to it. Top 5 per class, and since there's 4, it works perfectly. Sure, the LMP2 class is the awkward one of them all, especially when there was 2 in the next round of Sebring. It shows the distance up to the thousandths of a second, which I dig. The background color is colorized by the class group, which black meant for DPI, blue for LMP2, red for GTLM, and green for GTD. I can live with that for sure. Too bad the logo changing colors is gone, though. Oh, the nation of the driver is underneath, in abbreviated form, by the way. It also shows the car make, all that fancy stuff. Meanwhile, in IndyCar, the telemetry has been updated to the pylon. Went with the 2015 NASCAR feature, and since there's no track map, well, to be fair, they can't fit everything. It shows the top 10 the entire time, and when someone uses push to pass, a flash of blue swooshes throughout the race. What about the upper screen? Nice touch of showing which race they're at this point of the championship trail, and the location of that very race. Underneath is the number of laps. One thing you'll notice is that the background is dark blue instead of green. No worries, I'll rewind it back a further to show you that it's not permanent. Piss yellow? Piss yellow? That's the caution color? Piss yellow? I just want to know now how it'll look if it's red. Is it going to be period red? Yeah, I guess we'll know later on. Like Will Powers' car, my thoughts are stalled until we get a red. Fingers crossed that the Indianapolis 500 will have one. Just to give me a true excuse to redo my horrid Indy 500 red flag video. Either way, I'm going to redo it. Yes, I will be redoing it. After the Michael Waltrip red flag video, the next one will be the Indianapolis 500 again. Because... Anyways, here's the overlay graphic. I'm just not digging it. Show side by side instead of overlays. Nice background though. The results graphic that you should expect when NASCAR rolls along is what you see here. You'll have a number 5 face and car make. Underneath is the position and name. I just wonder when NASCAR comes back, will they include the points above the car make? Those are some interesting questions I'd love to know. But to be fair and to be honest, that should be the best choice if you ask me. So with that, 2019 just keeps rolling along, and NBC is just gonna keep on doing what they do best. It's cover motorsports. And with that, that will finally end the marathon that lasted 4 stages. Pushing 40 years, NBC Sports has seen a plethora of graphical changes. Some were simple for its time, phenomenal like the network has been and currently are, but they were also victims of inconsistencies and figuring out what's best for the network. However, with its current run, I'm hopeful they'll continue growing, and what they currently have that Fox doesn't is pushing the limit and be flashy. Not just from the graphics, but just the whole entire telecast all across the board. I don't mind the minimal crap Fox have done with their pylon, but NBC, like everything for the most part, they take it up a notch and it clearly shows. NBC Sports has slowly become what the Speed Channel was, the home of major motor racing outlets. And 2019 is that year with the Indy 500, Supercross, Monster Jam, IMSA, and of course the NASCAR playoffs. That's a lot, and I think it's far from over. They treat their stuff as it should be, a sport, not a circus. Sure, there's been some bad flaws, especially on the IndyCar side the past few months, but it's far better TV coverage. Can't deny it. No matter how hard you like to, the Peacock is on top of the motorsports world in the United States. Boy, did that episode took way too long than I would have liked, but hey, I had so much to discuss about this network. So we're now at the climatic part of the series, as we only got a few networks to go, including this next particular network. It's about to get hectic, as I'll be focusing on the Daytona 500s from 1979 to 2000, just to ensure I won't have to do two-parters anytime soon. But also it's because the 500 was CBS's bread and butter. Truly the network that put NASCAR on the mainstream pedestal. Will there be some praise? Absolutely. However, there's some stuff that bothered me, which you'll bet your ass I'll mention it because, and as always, no graphics are safe. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you think about NBC Sports telecast, which in my eye is what makes racing great these days as a viewer. So until we meet again, make sure you check out all my other videos I've done over the years. Some are great, some are cringeworthy, and others are factual. For now, I'll catch you later.